All right, I'm going to get the link posted for everybody.
Better have a water ready.
All right. All right, I posted the link to the group, so people should start coming in.
You did that on Facebook?
What's that?
I said I'm just making sure you did it on Facebook.
Yeah, that's where I posted it.
Wait, should I even be on here because then I keep hearing myself, or should I just mute the YouTube?
Just mute the YouTube.
That's what I thought. Give me a minute.
All right, so we got a few people in here now. We're going to give it a couple more minutes and let everybody join.
Sounds good.
How's everybody doing tonight? Just so you guys know, the on YouTube, there's a live chat right next to the video that you can type in and ask questions or anything. We're not going to take questions right now. We're going to go over a bunch of information, and then we'll open things up to questions and answers.
Oh, they have to sign in to use a live chat. Let me know if you guys are having any difficulties with signing into live chat or don't have a YouTube account. I don't know, John, what you think? If we should just have them ask.
Here's what we're going to do. If you guys are on a mobile device and you can't see the live chat to where you can type, you can go to the Facebook group.
Yeah.
And underneath the post I just did with the link for the live show, you can ask questions there too once we open things up for questions and answers. All right. So you either got the live chat on YouTube, or you can post under the link for the live show in the Facebook group, and we'll get to your question as we go. All right, Adam, if you want to start everything out, we're
well, I'm thinking about giving a few more minutes. Up to you.
You want to wait till 6:05, let other people get in? We've got quite a few people in right now. So we'll give it a couple more minutes, guys, and then we'll get started. All right, we got about 3 more minutes. Once again, for those of you that are just joining, if you can't see the live chat on YouTube because you're on a mobile device or something like that, when we open things up for questions and answers, you can actually post your questions on our Facebook group underneath the post for the live show where I posted the link. All right, I'm not really seeing any more fluctuation in people joining.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's gotten bigger. It's still 15.
All right, we're going to start in about 2 minutes, guys, as soon as we let a few more people get in.
It's just too bad that it can't go off of the Facebook. So much better, but it is what it is.
All right, I see a couple more people joined. So just so for those of you that just joined, the way this is going to work is we've got some information that we're going to go over first. Once we're done with that information, we'll open things up for questions and answers. Okay, and you can either ask your question through the live chat on YouTube, or if you can't see that because you're on a mobile device or whatever, you can go to our Facebook group and type your question in the post where I posted the link for the live show. You can ask your questions there as well. All right, Adam, we're at 6:05 if you want to go ahead and get started.
Yeah. So guys, welcome. Thank you guys for showing up. A lot more people than I thought, and that's awesome. We just wanted to, go over a few things, and definitely, if you guys are, anywhere in the community of Cody or any of that, when we had a situation this week about things getting messed up or add-ons not working, right now there's a big thing going on, and while people are running around talking about the end of Cody, we're like, as we're getting on with our Nitehawk firmware and software for Android TV devices and Fire Sticks. And we're still going to make the Fire Sticks our main focus, definitely too. Upgrading our Nitehawk software is one of the biggest projects we've had year to date. It's a massive undertaking, and it's not going to be really available to the end of July. So I would just pretty much say the first week of August is when we're rolling out another. I understand, another big rollout like last time. It's not going to be as bad as last time where we had to get your emails again and stuff like that. Well, you know what? Our objective is always to provide the users with all the best streaming content and Android goodies that come with your boxes. We're massively improving the Nitehawk Media Center and all the options and features. And the things that we're implementing are things me and John just only like pretty much dreamed about, fantasized about, and now it's coming to life with all our hard work, a lot of John's hard work and dedication. We won't be telling you everything just yet, but we'll be telling you a few secrets today. I like to call them a few things of the taste. What I really want to get into, and I'm going to let John take over, is the whole topic of people saying, or if you type on Google, the end of Cody. So I'll let John go ahead and get into more of that.
All right. So as you guys know, the last week or so, you may have noticed when you go in to watch a movie or TV show, the links haven't been as good. Some of the add-ons aren't working. The reason for this is because a lot of developers have run for the hills and pulled their add-ons down and took off. And this all stemmed from a lawsuit that was filed by Dish Network against one of the larger repositories that hosted a lot of these add-ons. Okay, so a lot of the developers that were making those add-ons pulled them so they wouldn't get caught up in this lawsuit. Okay, however, the lawsuit doesn't have a leg to stand on. It's more of a scare tactic to try to get people to stop streaming, basically. But what we've done, and that's the reason we did this last update to the builds, and there will be more updates coming with the other builds. I'll be putting more builds up. But some of the most popular add-ons were actually taken offline. I'm actually going to move this over to this screen, and I'm going to actually present my screen real quick so you guys can see this. All right, Adam, let me know once you can see that screen.
Now I see the screen.
Okay. So this is a list of all of the add-ons that were affected through this process. And while some of these add-ons we didn't use in our build, but there were quite a few that we did. For example, the Fusion repository is where Exodus and Phoenix and a lot of these add-ons come from. And as you can see on this list, the Fusion repository is offline. They completely pulled the repository. But just to touch base on some of these add-ons, Exodus, which everybody knows, Exodus was one of the best add-ons for movies and TV shows. Right now on this list, you'll see that Exodus is intermittent. Okay, and that's because they keep pulling the repository down, then putting it up. So if you're trying to watch things through Exodus, we've kept it in the build because Exodus isn't going to disappear. It's gonna stay around. But right now, trying to watch anything through it, it'll be hit and miss. You'll notice a new add-on that was put in called Elysium. Okay, that is actually the add-on that was called Zen. The developer decided to stop working on the add-on because of this, and another developer took it over and renamed it. And right now, that is probably the most solid add-on for movies and TV shows. But I'm not going to go through this whole list, but this is a list of, all of the add-ons that were affected, like Salts in one channel. They were pulled down completely, and then they were taken on by another developer, so they're back up and they're in the build. But this was the reason that this last build update was very important, because a lot of the sources that you guys use for streaming were taken offline. So we had to get things fixed to make it more, a better experience. So again, a lot of these add-ons will end up coming back. The developers will end up going silent for a little while, and they'll come back under another name or something like that. So it's not, a lot of people are thinking it's the end of, streaming as we know it in our business. But in reality, it's not. It's a bump in the road. So that was the biggest reason the last week we've gone through the changes we've gone through. Real quick, I will touch on this for those of you guys that are Anarchy TV subscribers. Keep in mind, Anarchy TV is completely separate from the other add-ons that you use. So it's a completely separate animal. Anarchy TV, the reason the service has been hit and miss for the last week or so, we were doing some upgrades to the servers and adding more servers to provide more bandwidth to support more customers. But what happened was the server company ran into a glitch. So that's why the servers have been hit and miss. As of today, from what I can tell, 98% of the channels are back up and running flawlessly. So there's still a few hit and miss items in there, but that's all going to get ironed out once they finish with the servers. So that's pretty much what's gone on in the last couple weeks that's caused all kinds of chaos with the streaming experience. What else you got, Adam? Anything?
Just touch bases on that. I'm going to say this for one thing, and it's a big, bold statement for John and myself to make, is that if Cody ever stops, or the community, I promise you guys this, we've removed the need to rely on Cody for streaming services. And there's always more than one way to remove an obstacle. So we've always been self-efficient. You have dedicated servers. There's no one out there who's using a dedicated servers. And now they are using servers, but nothing like ours. It's night and day compared to these people. And if you guys have used any other program, a lot of you started off with us, and I appreciate you guys, from the get-go. So a lot of you guys don't understand when something goes wrong with us. You should see these other builds. It's crazy. A lot of them are down right now, and they're even worse than even when things went bad for us that week. This whole last week, things were still working. A big thing I want to jump on too is, remember we talked about gaming. So I'm excited to tell you guys that, again, by the end of July, first month of August, we will have thousands of games now instead of the few selections. So better ROMs, more games, and it's going to be great. We found a lot of ROMs for these things. So hopefully we'll be rolling that out. Definitely new things to think of. We can now send you guys push notifications to all users, and even then we can actually single out an individual device. So if you have 4 devices in your house and one of your devices has Anarchy TV, we can directly message you on that box and tell you, hey, you got 5 days to pay your Anarchy TV or else it's going to expire. So that's awesome. The RS feeds will be better and more maintained. So we're going to be able to, we're going to keep up more. We had some snags with the RSS feeds. It's really hard on some of these servers that don't allow you to use those RSS, or they're very laggy. We've always been able to ban users. I don't know if anybody knew that. If you guys ever violated a company policy of ours or tried to steal anything or anything like that, we can ban an individual device. And now we've made it so that we can ban an IP address too. So please don't, break any of our policies. Again, trying to, one for all, you can't steal our build or steal anything in it. The way me and John created it was that if for any reason you touch something or it feels like you're trying to steal something from it, it will delete itself entirely from your box. What we're developing too is a much app marketing. So for you guys who own your own businesses, if right in the front screen, not inside the build, but right outside where our media, our software is, we can advertise your business. We'll be charging a monthly fee for that. But for you guys who own your own business too, if you guys want to kind of like get yourself out there, we have a lot of people who use Nitehawk, so it's great business. And we're not going to charge something outrageous. It's just a little thing because we're going to be doing all the work. We'll have much better setting options that will be more user friendly. Definitely. So everything's looking great, guys. I'm really excited. I remember when I told you guys when we first made this new change, and it's honestly, it's been great. But we're doing more changes. We're digging deep into the pockets. Since we got the new software and since we've created this new system, profitability for us, it's not the best. But again, when you get something new in, you've got to spend money to make money. So we spent more money again with these servers, and as you can see with Nitehawk, with the Anarchy TV services, anybody who has it, it's a flawless. It had a hiccup this week, and again, it's separate from whatever issues going on. But we were changing servers and had some hiccups. But I mean, when's the last time it really had a bad hiccup? It's been running for 6 months already. I don't know if you want to get more into Anarchy, John, about the structure of it, but I want to say that I'm pretty damn impressed with the way our live TV has been going.
Yeah, I won't go into too much detail about how Anarchy works, but those of you guys that use it know that if you're trying to watch live TV or live sports, it's definitely better than going through the free options in the build. It's a lot more reliable. Like I said, the last week, it hasn't been as reliable because of what happened with the server company. But those of you guys that are using it, I mean, that's how I watch my TV. So I strictly use it for live TV in my house. So, and of course, those of you guys that don't subscribe to it, just so you guys know, you do get all your sports packages in there as well. So you've got your MLB League Pass, your NFL Sunday Ticket, your baseball package, hockey, live pay-per-view. So, and every time there's a pay-per-view event, we typically put up about 7 HD links in 1080p and 720 links. So if you're on a slower connection, you'd connect to the 720 and you're still going to get an HD stream. So those of you guys that haven't subscribed to it, it's definitely something to check out if you watch a lot of TV or a lot of sports. But couple of things too, what we were touching on with the new software, the things that Adam went over, that's going to be version 5.0 of the Nitehawk software, which we'll probably be pushing out early August is what we're shooting for. And your email's already registered, so the software should update itself. There won't be anything that you should have to do at this point. We're working on it to auto update, so it'll update itself. So what'll happen is when you start your box and it goes to, where it normally says Nitehawk is loading, it'll actually say Nitehawk is updating, and you'll see it update itself. And since you're already registered, it'll load right into the home screen for you with the new software. So it won't be anything like the last update was, where you had to, delete things off your box and then download a file. It's all going to be automated from this point forward. Adam, we've covered quite a bit right now. Why don't we see if anybody's got any questions on what we've gone over so far?
Yeah, we'll take a break from talking real quick. Does anyone have any questions that we can answer to you at this time? I figure we'll give them about a couple minutes, and then we'll go back.
Yeah. Again, you can type either in the live chat on YouTube or go to the Facebook page, and underneath the live show link, post your questions there. Let's try to keep questions right now to anything related to what we just talked about. Glenn, your question about making the builds faster. Okay, that's a good question, and that's something that we were going to go over. The reason things are loading slower than before is because of the new security protocols that were put in place by the add-on developers. Okay, for those of you guys that are familiar with the Kodi program, okay, our program is very similar. It's based on the same technology. Well, when they went from Kodi 16 to Kodi 17, the reason it was done is because a lot of the streaming sources that the add-ons pull from went to a new security protocol. So instead of, say, like a regular web address, if you're familiar with a URL, they went from an HTTP URL to an HTTPS URL, which is a secure URL. So that's not supported in Kodi 16, as in the same way it wasn't supported in our old version of the software, which is why we came out with the new software to be able to handle those security protocols. But because of those new security protocols, that's why you're going to notice that things have slowed down quite a bit when you go to stream something. It's gonna be slower because it's got to go through that secure URL. So hopefully that answers your question. We try to keep the builds as minimal as possible, to keep them as fast as possible as far as being able to go from menu to menu. But when it comes to loading a stream, that's beyond our control, because that has to pass through the secure URL, and then be brought back into your device. So unfortunately, there's no way to speed that up at this time. Now, if the developers for the add-ons find a way to speed that up, then you'll notice things get a little faster. So Glenn, I hope does that answer your question? Okay, I'm not getting a response from Glenn, but looks like Joshua, the latest UFC replays, that's already in there. What you'll want to do is you'll want to go into it's called Planet MMA. Okay, it used to be called UFC Finest. If everybody remembers UFC Finest, that's where you could go in and watch UFC replays and whatever. The developer gave that add-on up, and it was taken on by another developer, and it's now called Planet MMA. So if you go under replays, you'll want to go into Planet MMA, and you should find the UFC replays in there. But again, make sure you've updated to the latest build, otherwise you're not going to find it.
Yeah, there's 2 builds now that are out, right? We got two builds that are.
There's 2 builds that I updated to handle everything that went on this last week. You'll notice I pulled the other builds down, and I'll be updating more builds as time goes on. It takes a lot of work to get these things updated. So we had 10 builds in there. There's no way I can do 10 in a short amount of time. And as you know, I missed 2 weeks. I was out for 2 weeks due to a family emergency. So I'm playing catch up myself.
Let's see. As a reseller, I get a few customers. Okay. So in regards to Anarchy TV being an APK, that's been in development. There's just so much going on right now that it's being developed at the same time, but it's kind of on the back burner because it's just an extensive amount of time. And we are wanting to make an APK, and I think that it will become an APK eventually. So hopefully.
Yeah. Manual, there will eventually be an APK just for Anarchy TV. Okay, it will be coming. I can't tell you when. It is in development, and we're also working on a similar product for Roku devices as well. So
Yes.
for people that want just Anarchy TV and they got a Roku device, eventually we will have a solution for that you'll be able to help your customers with.
And it won't be
But
none
like
of
I
that.
said, it's down the road. It's in development, but I can't give you a time frame right now with everything that's happening. Anybody else?
Give it another minute real quick and then no.
This is for you guys. You know, so we want you guys to ask questions. We definitely, that's why we're doing this live show, and we'll be doing some demonstrations here in just a few minutes as well. No problem, Manuel. Thanks for being a reseller, man. Anybody that doesn't know, Manuel is actually one of our diamond resellers. So he contributes a lot to Nitehawk Technologies, which is great.
Yes. The bigger we get, the better it gets.
Glenn, Glenn's question, in our opinion, is Anarchy TV going to be the only way to view things? Glenn, are you talking live TV, or are you talking like movies and TV shows? Can you expand a little bit on your question so I can answer it for you?
While he's doing that, we'll answer the Jamie. Anarchy TV is $20 a month, and I'm just gonna let you guys know right now, it's not gonna change the price. Even with new servers, we got new servers and everything like that, and even more channels. So it will be $20, and football games it will be okay. So football games, I mean, when I was watching them, they were 180p. They were great. They weren't. They've never been laggy. So I'm assuming you've never had Anarchy TV, and I'll tell you right now, when it comes to sports, we've never had any lag. And if there is any lag, most of the time it's on your part. Internet-wise, you need at least 20 megabytes per second to stream really well, and I think more. And most internet services now are 60, unless you do AT&T. AT&T is a horrible service, and I recommend anybody who has AT&T to get rid of their AT&T service and get what is it?
Yeah. With his question about Anarchy TV, I mean, I can't show you a football game right now because it's not football season, but give me a second. I'll show you some of the live TV, and that'll give you an idea of the quality, because the football during the football season, that's what the quality is. And those of you that had it last football season, you know, it was pretty good. We had a few hiccups, but the servers are so much larger and stronger now that this next season is going to be great. But let me share my screen again, Adam, and
yeah,
I'll show them Anarchy real quick.
Definitely, me want to.
All right, just let me know when you can see it.
Oh, okay.
Glenn, real quick, for movies and TV shows, I don't think Anarchy is going to ever be the answer for that. We may eventually add like on-demand movies and on-demand TV shows, but you know, Anarchy's focus is mainly live sports and live TV. You know, for movies and TV shows, as long as these developers keep creating these add-ons that give us access to that stuff, there's really no better way to do it. I mean, you know, like I said, with a lot of these add-ons, some of them are so good. I mean, one suggestion I do have, if you guys have noticed, when you go to watch a movie or a TV show, let's say you go into Exodus and it pulls up the links. One day you'll notice there's a ton of G video links. Anybody that's been watching movies and TV shows for a while knows that G video is like the best links to get. But what happens is from day to day that can change. The G video source can get pulled down, and then you're stuck with whatever links are left. So for any of you guys that do a lot of movies and TV shows, I would highly recommend signing up for a Real Debrid account. Because what Real Debrid does is it gives you access to unrestricted servers and unrestricted sources for those movies and TV shows. So instead of fighting with millions of people for the same links, you're only fighting with, people that are signed up on Real-to-Brid, which,
It's a couple
their
thousand.
servers handle tons of people, and it actually gives you even more sources that are running HD links. So Real-to-Brid, honestly, for movies and TV shows, in my opinion, if you're doing this and watching movies and TV shows, and that's what you watch a lot of, Real-to-Brid is definitely the answer. I think it's like, what is it for 6 months, Hector? Like, or Adam, $18?
17, well, it's about $18. So for 6 months, you get dedicated servers, like you said. When everything was, real quick to add to that, when everything was the way it was, this horrible week we had, when I had Real-to-Brid and all my links were working beautiful. They were just boom, 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 and they're already secured. So when you're going through Real-to-Brid and you click on Real-to-Brid, it goes real fast. So
Right.
If you really want to invest in, I mean, again, our program is a gateway. It's your entertainment gateway to everything else. So why not invest? Like, $20 for Anarchy TV. I know the cheapest cable right now is like $60 a month, if that. For $20 plus Real-to-Brid, which that's Real-to-Brid is going to be $18 for 6 months. So you can't go wrong. You're going to have dedicated and TV shows, guys. I watch TV shows a lot, and please tell me you guys don't come into this where you're looking at, let's just say, I'm just going to say because I see Doctor Who. Yes, the links are going to work, but how many of you have gone through like 60 links? I know I have on some of the episodes. I've had to go all the way down to 60 links. When you get Real-to-Brid, the first link works right away, and it's just great, especially for TV shows. So
real quick, Glenn, what I'll do is I'll put a link for Real-to-Brid on the Facebook group. So any of you guys that are interested in that, you can go to their website and sign up. I mean, they have nothing to do with us. I just recommend them because I use them. And like Adam said, like this last week when all these, sources were going down, Real-to-Brid was performing just fine. But real quick, I want to get back to Jaime's question about Anarchy. You guys can see the screen, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Adam?
Yes.
Okay. So, for example, if I go into Anarchy TV, go to live TV, what you're going to see, there's your pay-per-view, USA channels, UK channels, Canada channels, music choice, MLB extra innings, which is your MLB package. Now, when the other seasons, the NBA package was on here, but since Golden State won it yesterday, you're not going to see the NBA package or the NFL package on here right now because we're not in that season. But for example, if we go to USA channels, here, I'll just launch Cinemax real quick. Now, I can only show a couple seconds, otherwise YouTube will freak out. So there you go. You can see that's full HD.
It's already freaking out, so it's catching up right now. So
yeah, it'll catch up on the stream, but we don't want to get our live show taken down, so I'm not going to show too much. But and of course on the live show, I can't tell. It may be glitchy on the live show just because we're live and we're restreaming, but. So there's A&E full HD. So, but worst case scenario, Jaime, you can try it out. It's $20. You're not locked into anything. And then, the next month, if you decide you don't want it, you just don't pay for it. You're not paying, into a contract or anything like that. You can get it 1 month and not have it the next month. It's totally up to you. But for live events, live sports, live UFC, live TV, it's definitely the way to go. So hopefully that answers your question. Definitely, if you watched everything on free add-ons last year, maybe you had some good luck, but you won't. None of the free add-ons will compare to what we offer on Anarchy. Manual, the Fire Stick build won't be out today. Hopefully I'll be able to get that finished and wrapped up tomorrow. Like I said, I'm playing catch up. I'm going to try my best to get that out ASAP. And then Manuel had another question about local news channels on Anarchy TV.
Yeah, it's not
we are starting to add more and more local channels. Like when you go into Anarchy TV, you'll see that there's some local Philly channels, some local Miami channels. Eventually the goal is to get some like local channels from all over the United States. And LA is definitely on that radar. So you may start to see like ABC LA coming, possibly NBC LA, Fox LA. But there's really no time frame for that. Like I said, yeah, a lot of those local channels that are in there now for those different areas are brand new. They were just added in the last month. So again, local channels are a focus, but you know, I can't give you a time frame really. Daylon, thanks for the compliment. I appreciate it. Mike, I will share the link on the group for Real to Brid.
I'm working on it right now. I'm gonna grab it.
All right. Mike, thanks for the compliment. Thank you, Jaime. I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate your business, man. You've been with me for quite a while. But yeah, definitely. There's the link for Real to Brid, guys. He just put it in the Facebook group.
And
again, it's
we'll
like
have to show them how to do it. Make a little video on how to do the.
actually, yeah, I might already have a video made on how to sync it up, but just to show you guys what Real to Brid does, let me show you. If I come under Elysium, which is the add-on I was telling you guys about, I've already got this linked up with my Real to Brid account. So if I go to movies, and I'll just go to popular. And let's just pick one. We'll pick Logan. Now, what you're going to notice, and actually, I don't know if I have this set to autoplay or not. If I do, I'll turn autoplay off. But
you and the damn autoplay.
Well, I use autoplay because of Real to Brid. With Real to Brid, I don't have to select a link. Yeah, I can set it to autoplay, and the movie just plays. So, and actually, I can't remember if I have autoplay on or off, but if it's on, it'll give you guys a good example of what autoplay can do with Real to Brid.
So that's why it's on me. Oh,
all right. So yeah, I don't have autoplay on. So what you're going to see, if you notice on these links that came up, they all say DEB in front of them. Those are all Real to Brid links. Okay. So what that means is those links are all going to go through Real to Brid sources. Okay. Yeah. And if you see just how many 1080p links there are for Real to Brid. Okay. I mean, that's a lot of 1080p links. Okay. If I go down the list here, I mean, look, I've gone quite a ways down, and it's all 1080p. So I'm going to go back to the first one, and I'm going to play the first one real quick.
While he's doing that, just a recap on what we're talking about. When you're literally watching the same link millions of people are watching on Real to Brid right now, I'm looking at their bandwidth, and it's not even using right now. There's a maximum users on here, and it's using maybe 20% bandwidth. So that's amazing, and they have bigger servers too. So
what you'll notice is it actually went to, I believe, the third link. So what it did is it saw that the first two links might have been overloaded. So it takes you right down to the link that is going to work. So I'm just waiting for it to load up. Now I'm using a lot of bandwidth right now because I'm hosting this live show. So it may or may not play. Let me go back in there. Let me try down to the fifth link and try that. Like I said, with me hosting the live show, I've got a lot of bandwidth usage right now.
Well, you know what? In all honesty, John, it's me and you don't recommend anything that's shit. Sorry, guys.
No,
it's true.
Right.
We don't. So
there you go, guys, and that's in full 1080p. I'll go through the movie a little bit here. So that's 50 minutes in, and it's full 1080. So definitely, Real to Brid is definitely worth the $18 you're going to pay for 6 months of Real to Brid. So, now, with that being said, one of the things I would like to go over, just real quick before any other questions. I know some of you guys, you'll message us or say that, you can't watch something. Glenn, I'll actually do a video. Well, actually here, I'll just show you real quick because it's pretty easy. I'll still do a video tutorial for everybody, but to set up autoplay, depending on what add-on you want to set it up in, for example, I'll use Elysium again. If I go into Elysium, let me go back to the main menu of it here. So if I come into Tools and go into the playback settings, you'll see where it says default action, it says dialogue plus. If I click that, you'll see autoplay. Once I do that and I hit OK, now it's set to autoplay. Okay. And that process is pretty much the same in any of the add-ons. So for example, well, any of the add-ons that support autoplay. So for example, if I go into Exodus and go into their tools and go to playback, you'll see the same thing. I can set it to autoplay. Okay. And you can do that pretty much in Elysium, Exodus, Specto, Showbox Arise, and Genesis Reborn, I believe, all support autoplay. For the other add-ons, you just want to go into their settings and see. But for sure, those 5 do support autoplay. And again, I'll do a video that goes more in depth on how to set it up. I'll also do a video on how to set up Real-to-Brid once you sign up.
Well,
let's see. Kalon said, "Can you please go through the steps of watching movies on this new classic build?" All right. Well, the classic build is no different than the build you see on my screen. Okay, other than the way the menu is set up, and that's one of the things I was going to start to go over. Some of you guys you message us and say that you can't watch something or nothing's playing. All right. But when we drill down into your question, we find out that you guys really aren't looking for the movie. So, for example, if you just go under movies and let's say we hit, all movies. Now, this is something new in this build that goes through extended script. And this was done more as a convenience. Okay. This isn't searching. You're not searching the actual add-ons, but let's say we go into all movies. Okay, it's going to pull up all these movies, right? It looks nice and pretty or whatever. Let's just say we'll go to John Wick. Okay. Now you're going to come to this screen, all right, and you'll see all these add-ons up here. Okay, those are the different add-ons in the build that possibly may have that movie. Okay, it doesn't guarantee that it has that movie. It's possibly it has that movie. But what I would do is I would just hit play right here. And when I hit play, you're going to notice it brings up, all of the add-ons that movie can possibly be in. Now, I will tell you that Exodus will not work from here. Okay. Exodus has it blocked. So, but any of the other add-ons will work from here. So let's say, for instance, I pick Elysium. Okay. Then it's automatically going to scrape the sources and give me the list of links for the movie. All right. So you can do it that way. All right. But what I would suggest is if you can't find the movie you want this way, or you can't get it to play going this route, then what you'll want to do is go into the individual add-ons themselves and look for the movie. And I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. Okay, so there you go. There's and you'll see there's all my Real-to-Brid sources. Okay, so we can play it that way. Now, the other way, if you can't find it in this movies section, you're going to want to come over to add-ons and go into the individual add-ons themselves. Okay, now that doesn't mean check one add-on for the movie. All right, if you don't find it in Elysium, try Exodus, try Specto, try Showbox Arise. All these add-ons do movies and TV shows. So it's very important before you guys jump to conclusions that, you can't find what you want to watch or nothing will play. And that's the thing we get a lot. Nothing plays. I can't get anything to work. But typically that comes down to one movie and you checked one link. All right. Remember, each one of these add-ons is going to give you multiple links for that same movie. So you've got to do your due diligence and go through these add-ons and look for what you want. All right. Again, the movies and TV show section is a convenience and works most of the time. However, it's not going to be 100% all the time. You may have to come in and look through the add-ons themselves. All right. So Daylon, I hope that answers that for you. Okay. Again, this build is no different than the classic build. Okay. Other than the menu on the classic build is on the left-hand side. All right. And your sub menu, instead of being down below, comes out to the right. But everything as far as the add-ons and the content is exactly the same and works exactly the same way. Let's see. Josh said, I updated the simple build, but replays won't load for me. Which replays?
I think he's been about the UFC because he was talking.
Are we still talking Planet MMA?
Let's see. The last question he had. Yeah, I think
they may have pulled it back down, Josh. So I'll look into that. If there's an update, I'll push another update out. Like I said, right now, guys, with everything that's going on in the industry, add-ons are coming and going right now. So, but yeah, it definitely looks like Planet MMA may have. Oh, there it is. Try backing out and going into it a second time, because it went in the second time I went, and it could just be that their server, is overloading or getting pulled or whatever. But I'm in there now. Let's see if
do a purge all your thumbnails and everything. We might be stuck in a loop or something. And
let's see. UFC nights. Oh, there's all your pay-per-views. Let's try the last one. Let's see if it loads up. We'll go main card. Yeah, it definitely looks like their server's running slow. So that might be the case, Josh, when you went in, tried to go in, back out, try to go in again. Again, with everything that's going on, add-ons are going through a lot right now. But there it is. It did load up. It's a little slow. So, but that'll all get resolved. It's just right now with everything going on, these developers are, going through all kinds of stuff right now. So. Anybody? Let's see. None of the sub menus are loading. Yeah, try that, or you may have to reinstall the build. Are you hitting down on your controller to bring up the sub menu? Because the sub menu is not just going to show. You actually have to hit down to show the sub menu.
It's a down arrow. But I would probably suggest. I'm pretty sure Josh knows what he's. So he's probably reboot his box and then maybe just update the build anyways. Don't even just update. Right. Just re-download the build. Don't even mess around.
One other thing I want to go over with you guys too is if some of you guys are like me, I never power my box off. But the way our build is designed is when you first start the build, it'll do an auto clean. So it'll clear your cache. Yeah, Josh, you got to hit down. It'll clear the cache, purge the packages for you, and keep the build running at its optimal speed. But if you don't power down your media center, you can come over to the upkeep section and you can do it manually right here. Delete cache and delete packages. All right. You can also run a speed test through this. So if you guys message us and you're having issues and we ask you what your speeds are, come here and run a speed test and then let us know what speed you're getting so we can try to determine what the problem is. But keep in mind, if you're having trouble watching something, 95% of the time, it's a connection issue or an internet issue, because if it was a software issue, every one of our customers would be having the same problem. Okay. So keep that in mind. 95 to 98% of the time, it's going to be a connection issue. And it could be, like Adam was talking about earlier, if you're on AT&T is notorious for throttling your speeds. So if you've used so much, bandwidth, they're going to start slowing your speeds down. So that could be a problem. Comcast is another one that's starting to do that in certain markets. They give you like a terabyte of data, and then after that, they start throttling your speeds. So if you have AT&T, I would definitely look at changing providers. Definitely
better options.
But again, 95 to 98% of the time, if you're having trouble watching anything, that's not going to be a software issue. That's going to be a connection issue, definitely. So,
well, and another thing is too, if it's not that, and it's probably that certain movie, try other movies. Like, you know, there's movies that I've tried to play for my daughter, kids wise, and we just came in with it today. Like, I tried 3 different add-ons and they just weren't working. And, you know, remember, it's whoever, if they're popular, they're gonna work. If they're like made in 1977, you know, the chances of somebody really paying attention to that movie that they put in is slim to none. So you guys got you also got to just check around and see other movies that are working.
If you're trying to watch an older movie, chances are you're not going to have as many sources to choose from. Because remember, all of this stuff takes bandwidth on the servers that these sources have. So, you know, they're going to sacrifice older stuff to put newer stuff on. So if you message me and say, hey, I'm trying to watch this movie from, you know, 1952, and I can't get it to play, unfortunately, a movie that old, it might be kind of difficult. But you'll still get sources for it, and some of those sources will work. But as you get into the older stuff, sometimes it's hit and miss. And the same thing with like in theater stuff, guys. If you're trying to watch something that's currently in the theaters, if you do find a source for it, you know, more than likely it's going to be a cam version that's not really watchable. You know, but once it's been in the theater for a while, you know, better and better quality streams come out. So, you know, just keep that in mind with the in-theater stuff. But anything that's been out for a while, or if it's hit DVD or Blu-ray, it'll be up there in 1080p. Okay. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Yeah.
I know we're filling you guys with a lot of information, but hopefully some of you guys are finding this helpful.
Well, keep them coming. You're not wasting our time. We expected at least, I mean, we'll do up to 2 hours or what, but I mean, I'd rather you guys ask all these questions now. And honestly, these are more questions than I thought. And I'm actually happy that they're being told, because now we're able to let you guys know.
And our goal with the live show too, other than passing on the information that we were passing on about what's happening, is so you guys can ask questions and we can teach you things so you know how to use your device better. Because 9 out of 10 questions that we get are things that, you know, really are simple. So, you know, we want, if you guys have questions about how to do something, we want to go through that now so you guys can learn how to use your device better.
Well, while they're doing that, let's see.
Yeah, if you got anything else to go over, go ahead.
I want to talk about, we were talking about, me and you, about this whole, I'm not trying to scare people, but we got to talk about it, the whole Kodi 18 coming in.
Yeah.
And it's becoming, it's a 64-bit application, guys. And I'll let John get a little bit more, he knows, but at least I want to tell you about software specs wise. If a box is not 64-bit, it's not going to work. And if it's not, I think they're going to be doing Kodi 18 to 6.0. So there are some Android boxes out there that can go to 6.0, but if they can't, it's gonna be a big thing. I mean, the Kodi 18 is becoming pretty much a computer program, like a Windows program now. And you know, us, you know, trying to get with them, we're gonna have to obviously update it and what's the next word? We're just updating with them, you know. So
well, yeah, the biggest thing to remember, guys, is our Nitehawk Media Center platform is similar to Kodi. So just like when the Kodi 17 change happened, we had to push an update of our media center to go along with those new security protocols. Okay, so when they changed to Kodi 18 and developers start making their add-ons to function with Kodi 18, and typically when they do that, the developer no longer supports older versions. So what happens is, if you're not running Kodi 18 or a platform, you know, comparable to Kodi 18, the add-ons aren't going to work. Okay. Right now, I don't know that there's a whole lot of information out that tells us, other than the 64-bit version. I don't know that there's a whole lot that says whether it's going to run on Android 5.1 or Android 6. See, that was the whole thing with Kodi 17. To run that version, you had to have at least Android 5.1 on your device. So people that had older boxes that were running like Android 4.4, their streaming experience became non-existent because the add-ons were no longer supported in Kodi 16 as far as the new security protocols. So you weren't getting all the good sources that you would get typically. So people with older devices really suffered because they lost access to a lot of those sources. So with Kodi 18, we don't know when it's coming out, when it's going to be released, but just know, our development of our media center will follow suit. So when Kodi 18 does drop, we'll remain on the the media center we're on as long as we can. If the add-ons work, there's really no reason for us to go to Kodi 18. But if we notice that the developers are going to start developing for Kodi 18 and not supporting 17, then we're going to have to update our media center software as well. And when that happens, you may or may not be looking at a point where you may have to change your device. If your box isn't going to support Android 6.0, then you may have to look at another device. But that's something, like I said, that's not set in stone. That's just something we're putting out there to prepare you guys, because we don't really know what those changes are going to bring with it. Okay. But there is that possibility, just like with everything else, eventually you've got to update your hardware. So we'll keep everybody in the loop on that. Those of you guys that are running Fire Sticks or Amazon products, you may, be okay depending on what Amazon does with their software update. But there's no guarantees, but we'll keep everybody in the loop when it comes down to that. Glenn, it's under where everybody's asking their questions underneath the link for the live show. Adam posted, and you'll see it's got a picture and it says Real Debrid. That's where the link is at. Let's see. Jaime, just like I said, I don't know what Amazon's going to do with their product, if they'll be able to update it to, support it. More than likely they will. But, they may come out with a new device altogether. I don't know. Once we know more information on the development of Kodi 18 and what the specs are going to be, we'll have a better idea and let people know.
Well, we'll probably, if it comes to the point where Amazon doesn't support Kodi at all, I'm pretty sure we'll come up with something so that the Amazon products are still good. Now, I think the sticks, that's why we're making a lighter build. Like we said, it's going to run fast and smooth, but there's going to be some, like you were saying, John, add-ons that we're not going to be putting in there because we want to make sure the Amazon, it's going to have all the good ones, but all that useless stuff that's, you're going to be limited because, again, it's a Fire Stick, guys. It's the cheapest out of all the products. It's the cheapest product to use. It's a great product, but remember, the bigger the demand of all these specs get, and the bigger the builds have to get just to support all the protocols and all the software issues. So
Daylon, yeah, I emailed it to the email you used on the order, and then I got it kicked back and said that email didn't exist.
Yep.
As soon as we're done with the live show, I'll email that over to you. But yeah, guys, when I do when I finish the Fire Stick build, you'll have all of the major add-ons in there. For example, Elysium, Exodus, Specto, Showbox Arise, Genesis Reborn. But some of these off add-ons that a lot of people don't use, although they are good add-ons, they won't be in there because I'll be trying to limit the size of the build to make it faster on the Fire Stick. So keep that in mind. But if you're looking for it to be, quick and easy on the Fire Stick, then you'll want to use the Fire Stick build. I'll put as much content in there as I can to, keep it small, but to keep it fast. And I don't know, Manuel, have you put this simple build on a Fire Stick yet?
I think he said he did, and I think he said it was working great.
Okay, I'm just curious because I know this is it's pretty slim. It's not, it's got a lot of stuff in it. It can be smaller, but I'm just curious as to how it works because I haven't put it on a Fire Stick. But
All
all right. Anybody else with any questions? Anything at all? Just keep in mind, like I said, we'll keep you guys posted as we know more about the specs for Cody 18. Hopefully nobody will have to update, or buy a different box or whatever, but just know that is a possibility. Because most of the boxes that you guys have, I don't believe that the Android operating system can be updated. So
yeah, maybe the Z, but I don't know about it. We'll see with the 2 gig model.
yeah, we'll
The
check.
1 gigs are not going to last. They're
Right.
coming up on. If you guys have 1 gig models, I mean that's where you're coming into your issues with the software. Now we need the. It's
Now,
like,
with that being said, there are some, inexpensive options out there because, of course, our big thing is the software. So if it comes to that point and you guys do need to change boxes, I mean, there's options out there that we'll put out, once we know what the specs are going to be that you're going to need.
well, I know that Manuel, again, Manuel's our reseller, and he has some really awesome boxes that that he got, and those ones are actually, they might be able to be programmed to 6.0, but they're definitely great boxes. They work. They're very powerful. Um, like we're saying, if it comes down to it, where you need to get new boxes and stuff like that, we not only dominate programming wise, we dominate as in boxing wise. So I can see, I'll look around with my distributor. We have a distributor, very reliable, very great. And I'll be taking orders of 10 only. So once I get 10 people who pre-order, I will order those 10 at a time, just because where they're coming from. So boxes wise, we'll still have you if it comes down to it, and we'll charge you a fair price. I mean, when we used to be box sellers, and you guys bought from us in the price range, and we're not looking to make really money off of boxes anymore. We never have. The only reason why we sold boxes because everyone sold shitty boxes, and this is what Cody's doing, and this is why they're going to their 18.0, their 17.3 boxes, and they want to get rid of all those horrible resales, and we're glad. Those MXQ Pros are garbage. The M8Ss are garbage. That we never sold garbage boxes. Me and John always talked about that. But we've always focused on the program. If any of you guys again have been somewhere else, and I know Manuel has been, he's been in the industry a long time and this stuff. Our programs, I don't like to toot my own horn, but it's amazing compared to most of these guys. So so the covering boxes wise, yeah. So we'll always have you guys back with the boxes, and again, my distributor has amazing boxes, and honestly, I can get you any box, hands down, any box. And not only that, but I mean, how many other companies do the whole? Did it stop?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. No, I saw that thing is going on. What was I at? Box wise, we repair boxes and everything like that too. We have firmware to we'll try to, but like I'm saying, a lot of these 1 gig boxes, I'm pretty sure aren't going to be usable anymore. And fortunately, that's not on us. That's not on anybody who sold anybody boxes. It's just, it's getting bigger out there. Streaming is getting more powerful, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And with that said, for Nitehawk Technologies, we're not going anywhere. We're blowing a lot of the competition out of the water. I mean, these guys are box sellers who sold these free builds, and there's just tons, thousands of free builds out there. And right now, most of them are not working because of this whole situation. Like I said, we just updated our stuff. So ours is working great. I've been watching TV all day. We've been checking out for glitches, and everything's working great. Like you said, there's going to be some add-ons that are going to work today and not work tomorrow. And we're not going to probably bring out 10 builds for a while, just because we don't know where these add-ons are going right now. Again, a lot of these main guys will be coming back, so there's no point of us updating all 10 builds. Maybe we'll have 3 to 4 builds, and one definitely for a Fire Stick, so that people can get a better experience off their Fire Stick. Because again, we want every product to work with our product. So going forward, like covering box wise, guys, we'll try to take care of you as best as we can. Let's see. We talked about
questions?
Yeah, I think they're just. I'll just.
Mark, have a good night. Thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Let's see. We went over Anarchy TV and we talked about it. Pretty much everyone knows. People know what it offers. Again, it's live 180p TV shows. And there's a lot of live TV providers out there, and there's going to be a lot of. I'm not going to say the main company's name because I don't even want their name on this. We don't talk crap about other companies, but they have $300 to $400. They sell their boxes for $300 or $400, and they claim to give you free TV services with the HD, and yeah, they're HD, but they're not 180p and they're not crystal clear like the Anarchy TV is. They don't offer all the sports, and especially the pay-per-views. Though you'll get kicked out a lot. With us, I don't even get kicked out, but if I do, it's only once, and then I just click right back in to get back in it. And like John said, we offer multiple links. So we offer 720 and 180. So if you're not, we're having troubles, but that's like 14 links. And if you go through some of these other TV guys that you pay $15, $20 a month, they're not going to give you that. You're going to get one link and you're going to fight against everyone else. We have servers to help with the flow and backup servers. So when the flow gets maximum, it won't what am I trying to say, John? Pretty much overstimulate the servers.
It'll drive traffic to the backup servers.
Yeah, it'll drive it up. A lot of people ask us why ours is better than other. Like I said, I remember giving you guys reasons. We're offering you all the sports, all the pay-per-view. Get rid of your cable. It's $60 to $100 a month, and they're not doing anything for you. And now I understand sometimes if stuff goes down for us. We're not a cable. Again, we're not a cable company. We don't have billions of dollars. So, but we never go down at the same time. How many cable companies where your service goes down, you call them up and they're like, oh, okay, well, we'll ping your box or whatever, and then it takes a couple days. They don't give you your money back. There was a time when some of you weren't here, but when we went down for a long time, and we gave all you guys a free month. And that's coming out of our pockets. That's not coming out.
Well, and by a long time, it was the servers got attacked. We were down for like a week and a half to 2 weeks, and we gave everybody a free month. So,
and we had to pay for all the.
We made up for the time you lost and gave you an extra 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, no, yeah, and it was because again we got hacked, so we stopped that business. Hopefully, that's why the server moves are making the security protocols even better. So that's the main reasons why we're better than a lot of the competition out there. We already went. You were just talking about what's going on with add-ons and why are some of them running slow. We went over that. We just told you guys why Anarchy's changing and is it for the better. Will the price change? That was the question, and no, the price is not going to change. It's going to be $20.
The price will be locked in at $20. We're not going to raise the pricing on that.
No, it's going to be $20 a month, and we're working on the 24/7 channels, right?
Yeah, 24/7 channels are being worked on now, and they should be up hopefully in the next couple days. For those of you guys that use them, I use them, but
yeah. It's something nice to have on the background, especially if you're doing something. Well, again, we went over this with Manuel, and it was a question again before. These are questions I saved. Will Anarchy become a standalone program? That's what we're looking into. We definitely want to make it into an APK where you guys could put it on your phones. If you have an Android-based phone, you can just download Anarchy TV. None of that, all the whole build, everything like that. It's just going to be a standalone APK. And you'll be able to watch your sports on your phone, for $20 a month. So you'll be able to watch it on your phone, on your box, virtually anywhere, on your tablet. We're going to be coming up with our, redoing our tablet version for all you guys out there. So, and then the big thing was that John talked to you guys about was the Roku. Anybody who sells Rokus and says, "Oh yeah, I can install Kodi," they're lying to you. It's not an installation; it's a mirror version. So it's just a mirrored version of that program. It's not. There's nothing actually on there. But we're having it set up so that the Anarchy TV will hopefully work on the Roku, and so any of you guys have any Roku customers or people who want the Roku or have the Roku. You could do, and again, reseller opportunities are big. We got Manuel, we got a few resellers. But with Anarchy, you can just do that. Once it becomes its own standalone program, we'll give it to you at a certain price, and now you're just making money to install the TV service on there for doing nothing. You're just literally installing it on their device. Let's see.
Were there any questions that had come in that you need me to answer?
Mm. Let's see.
I know you had a list of questions that were pre-made.
Yeah.
Jaime, no, it's not the same. The username that you have, well, it's not even really a username. It's your email address is what the software is registered to. Your Amazon device, if it's asking you for a username and password, what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to create a free Amazon account, because what Amazon did when we were selling Fire Sticks, they were all registered under one email address. Well, what Amazon did is they went in and they started deactivating devices that were all attached to the same email address. But an Amazon account is free to set up, and you're not going to lose any of your content. So just set up a free Amazon account and log in that way with the username and password you create on Amazon.
So one of the questions I saved was when their Nitehawk Media Center says it was unable to load or connect.
Wait, what was it again?
The Nitehawk Media Center, when they click on it, when they first turn on their box and it says unable to load or connect.
Okay, that's a connection issue. That is, it's probably an issue with your internet, because what happens when you click on the software to open it up, it's connecting to our server to make sure that you're a registered user. All right, so if you get a message that says failed to connect or unable to connect or whatever it says on there, that's a connection issue. That's an internet issue. So typically it's going to be something with your network. Either the device isn't connected to your internet provider's down. The only other thing that could cause that would be if our software server was down, which has never happened. And that would affect everybody. So again, if it's an isolated situation, it's definitely going to be on your end with your internet. So what you'd want to do at that point is, disconnect your device, maybe reboot your router, then plug everything back up and see if it connects then. But that's a connection issue.
That one's let's see. And one you just went over was I've already put my email in, but it says I need to pay.
Okay. What that means, guys, is, so you guys know, is we run, and we are the only company that I know of that give people a 48-hour trial of our software for free. Okay. So what that means, especially you guys that are currently using the software, if you know people that have a Fire Stick or they have, an Android box that they got somewhere else, they can download our software and use it for 2 days free of charge so they can test it out. All right. Now, if after the 2 days, what's going to happen is they're going to try to go in there and a screen is going to come up telling them they need to pay $30. Okay. What that means is their trial is over and now they need to pay the $30 to continue using the software. All right. Now, if you're an existing customer, that shouldn't happen. Okay. Because when you first downloaded the software and registered your email, you let us know what email you used and we activated that email. Okay. So the only other way you would get that as a current customer is if you completely reset your device and then reinstalled the software and put in the same email. It's not going to see that you're a current customer because you completely reset your device. So after 2 days, you're going to get that screen. So if it ever comes down to that and you need to reset your device, you need to let us know before you do it, because we're not going to give away the software for free. And that's what we've seen with some people is they try to get over and they got themselves another Fire Stick or whatever. And so now they're trying to say it was the Fire Stick they got from us. Just so you guys know, in our software and our back end, we can look and see the MAC address and the device ID for every single device using our software. All right. So we have a complete record of MAC addresses and everything else. So if you were to get another device and try to activate it and tell us that it was the one you had from us, we're going to ask for the MAC address. And if it doesn't match up with what's in our database, we're not going to activate the software. You're going to have to pay the $30. So, but that's the only way you'd get that payment screen is if, if it was a new customer after the 48-hour trial.
Or they try to mess around with the program and it deleted itself. But
exactly.
It's a safety protocol for that.
Joshua, real quick, that's like I said, it's probably their server down. Again, with everything going on, unfortunately, these guys are pulling servers down, putting servers up. So I'll keep an eye on it. Once, if it needs to be updated, we'll update it. But if you're getting playback failed on all the links, then more than likely it is definitely going to be Planet MMA's server that's having issues.
It's going to be like that.
Manual, I can't say yes or no to that because our application unfortunately is Android based, so it won't run on a Windows PC. Now there may be a way in the future we can develop our media center and everything for the PC, but the only way I'll talk to you offline about that, Manuel. If you're just wanting it to do help videos and stuff, there's a way we can work that out. Okay. But it's definitely not something that you're going to be able to do for customers. It's going to have to be just for your use to do help videos and whatnot. All right. So I'll talk to you offline about that one. Glenn, is there a way to search all add-ons at one time when one add-on says stream not found? Glenn, if you go under movies, let me share my screen again. Give me 1 second. All right, Adam, let me know when you guys can see that, please.
No, I'm still waiting.
Glenn, I'm gonna show you real quick. It's not necessarily gonna search every single add-on, but there is a way to search multiple add-ons.
Okay, you're good.
Okay, so if you go under movies, and it'll work the same way for TV shows. If you click search right here in the sub menu, all right, that's gonna bring up a search box. So we're gonna type in, we'll just type in Back to the Future. All right. And what I usually do is I usually just click this first one. Now what this is going to do is it's going to bring up that movie. So if we click the movie, then it's going to bring up a list of all the add-ons that should have that movie. Okay. Very similar to going to like where it said all movies. You're going to get this list. And again, this isn't every add-on that's in the build. These are the add-ons that work with this particular search program. So that would be the way to search multiple add-ons, but again, you would have to click on each one of these to see if it's going to play. Unfortunately, there's not a way to scrape, have all the add-ons scrape sources at the same time to give you a playable stream. And that's because all of these are run by different developers and they all scrape different sources. So unfortunately, if that's what you're looking for, that's not possible as of right now. Hopefully that answers your question there. I thought I saw another question pop up.
No.
Okay. It was manual. Okay.
Thanks. Yeah, but honestly, man, that having like even 3 add-ons in that thing is better than before. So
right.
That's a new system that came out,
and that's the thing, guys. I mean, used to you had to go into each add-on and search. Now you can search right from here, and it'll search. What was that? That was like 7 or 8 add-ons. So. That's one way to do a search, but it's like I said, as far as getting it to search and then have them all scrape sources at the same time, that's not going to happen.
Well, yeah.
All right. Any other questions? I noticed people are starting to drop out. So either people are
Yeah, we'll stay around till 7:30. So whatever questions are there or not, I'm just going over anything that we haven't covered or anything we need to redo real quick. But
yeah, so we're gonna go about another 12 minutes, guys. So if you guys do have any questions, get them answered now. It saves us time doing it this way instead of us having to constantly go in and answer individual questions on the Facebook group. And this is a way to get a group of you together and go over the same information. So that way it gets out to multiple people at one time. Glenn, real quick too, on your question, if you're going into an add-on and it says stream not found, that really would depend on the movie. Like I said, if it's an in-theater movie, you might see that in all the add-ons because there's just hasn't been a copy uploaded yet. All right, guys. Anybody else got a question? Did you have any more on that list that you had, Adam?
No, honestly, a lot of them asked the same things I had on the list, so
okay,
we're good on that. But I mean, I'm trying to think here.
And also, guys, just so you know, if you guys that attended this live show, if you felt that it was helpful, let us know on the Facebook group. Go ahead and go in there and let us know that it was helpful, because that way, if we see that it was beneficial to you guys, we'll start doing this, on a semi-regular basis, maybe, once a month, twice a month, something like that. So if it was helpful, then we can look at doing that. But the reason we planned this one was because of everything that's been going on in the community. So
definitely keep promoting. We appreciate you guys who promote Nitehawk Technologies, and tell your families, your friends, get them on board, save them money. Not just for our benefit, it benefits it all. The bigger we get, the more we're able to do even more things. Just like now, because of how many people we have now, we've grown really big. And if it wasn't for the amount of people we have, we wouldn't be able to do the things that we're doing now. It's been a roller coaster. It's been an awesome roller coaster. Usually when you say that, it's a bad thing. We've been in business for what, 2 years? Yeah, 2 years. 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years now, and from where we started, and when we started too, we still had an amazing program. And now I don't see anybody with what we have and what we offer to you guys, and how easy everything is. Again, boxes wise, you have the freedom to get whatever you want. And the future for us is looking good. We're not going anywhere anytime soon. I'm telling you that right now. I mean, me and John use this personally, so we're not here just to make money. If we were here to make money, we'd be selling $300 or $400 boxes like some of these animals out there, and they're gonna get a rude awakening because their $200 or $300 box, their $300 or $400 boxes are not great, and eventually they're gonna be outdated, and I don't know what they're gonna do, but we'll still be here. So.
Yeah, if anybody wants to ask about those $300 or $400 boxes, feel free to ask Manuel. He'll tell you about them.
He doesn't want to talk about it. No comment, huh?
All right.
He's like, I still got some of those boxes I haven't been able to get rid of.
But yeah, I mean, those of you guys that already have a device too. I mean, if you've got one in the living room and you decide you want one for the bedroom, you guys can buy whatever device you want. You can buy an Amazon stick. You can buy an Amazon box. For those of you guys that haven't heard of them, you can get them at Walmart. They're called the Me Box. They're like $70. It's actually a great little box. And then all you'd have to do is pay the $30 for the program, and now you've got a box in another room of the house. So definitely, there's ways that you can get more devices. And worst comes to worst, if you want us to go through our distributor to get a box, like Adam was saying, let us know. If we get enough people that want to order extra boxes or whatever, we'll put together an order and get them from our distributor and save you some money.
And if you're looking for a box right now and you want to, again, I know Manuel has some new boxes that are ready to go. So feel free to hit him up. And he's really good with his customers too. I mean, you're already here, so if you want to buy any presents, Christmas presents coming up, I mean, that's a while. But Father's Day gifts, there you go.
All right.
Get your father something great.
Well, and the boxes that Manuel went with are actually very, very good boxes. And I want to say, I think those are already running 6.0.
Yeah, I think so.
Very good box. He made a good choice with those boxes.
Yeah, they're not gonna go anywhere anytime soon, and their Wi-Fi is amazing. Just on Wi-Fi alone.
Yeah.
That box is great, and we don't really recommend anything that's not good. Quick fix from Walmart, like you said, John, Mi Box, that's great. We do get extenders because the Mi Box is only through Wi-Fi. But if you want a hard connection, there are adapters where you can hard connect it from RJ45s or the Ethernet cable
USB.
to USB.
Yeah. Let me see. Should we wait until boxes don't work anymore? Or should we wait for a while for the latest greatest box? Glenn, that's really up to you. I mean, there are, like I said, there are boxes that when we were selling boxes, those boxes were top notch. They all still, I mean, I'm still running those boxes myself, and they're still great boxes. However, just like with all technology, things change every day, and there's now boxes out there that, are just phenomenal as far as speed. So that's completely up to you. If you decide you want to go with the latest and greatest, is it going to help the streaming at all? Not necessarily. I mean, it might be a little speedier when you're going through menus. The only way I would see it helping the streaming is if it had like a faster Wi-Fi connection or something. But you're still going to have that delay from the secure URLs. So it's not really going to speed that up. But the big thing would be, if you are going to get something else, look for something that has better specs and a newer version of Android. And if you need help with that, you can contact us and we'll let you know. That way you're planning ahead for, what may come with the whole Kodi 18 rollout and whatnot. But as far as the boxes stopping the work, the only way that's really going to happen is, when they don't support the newest version of the Media Center, which is probably still, realistically, months away from that. If at all. Like I said, we don't really know what everything is going to entail when they roll out the new Kodi 18 yet. So, but yeah, that's totally up to you. I can tell you if you guys really want the best box on the market, okay, hands down, it's the NVIDIA Shield. I have one. It's a great box, but with greatness comes price. The NVIDIA Shields run, upwards of what, $200 or $300 in the store. I think
it's $200 for the other model, but it does come with, I mean, if you're gonna the retro gaming, I mean the old school, again, we're rehauling that, and that's gonna be at the beginning of August. It comes with a controller and it comes with the remote, so it's $200 well spent. And that box, that's not gonna go outdated at all.
Right.
I mean, you're still using your box. So, I mean, that's the ultimate box. But just like Manu just posted, he has the X92 boxes, and they are running 6.0, and they have the 802.11 AC Wi-Fi, which is the best Wi-Fi you can get on the market.
Exactly.
So if you're trying to save a little bit of money, I would get in contact with Manuel, get this X92, and again, you honestly with the X92s, you don't even need to run hardline. I mean, the Wi-Fi, especially the way Wi-Fi is getting nowadays, it's just as great as almost wired nowadays.
Right. But yeah, if you do want, if you've got money laying around and you want the best possible box you can get, look at the NVIDIA Shield. They're available at, Best Buy, and they're available on Amazon, whatnot. But like I said, the low end version is going to run you about $200. And by low end, the only difference really is the amount of storage. I believe the low end one has 16 gigabytes of storage space. And then their $300 model has, I think it's 500 gigabytes.
Yeah,
it's just got a much bigger hard drive. But as far as the rest of the specs, they're the same.
Yeah, but the hard drives come down to just video gaming. I mean, which our programming, you're not going to worry about nothing. So I don't. What are you doing? Hold on.
So Glenn, hopefully that answers your question. I mean, if you're not really having issues with what you got, I'd stick with it. But if you are looking to, speed things up a little bit and get, the better technology that's out there, these boxes, again, there's new models that come out like every 2 weeks. So there are definitely some boxes available now that, are much better spec wise than when we were selling boxes. So that's totally up to you.
Yeah.
Manual has those X92s, and those are awesome boxes. So, I mean, you could always contact him and grab one of those X92s from him if you're interested. Also, let me see, what does he say? Don't buy cheap boxes; they don't last. Yeah, and that's exactly right. You might go on eBay or something like that, and you'll find people selling like an MXQ or something like that for like, $25, $30. I can guarantee you, number one, it's running Android 4.4, and you're not even going to be able to use our software. So let's see, is there going to be any way to record things or a DVR solution when not home? Glenn, that's not something that we are going to support, only because when you start doing that, that's when you start getting into the copyright infringement problems. See, right now with streaming, you're simply watching it and it's not being saved anywhere. Once you start to save it, you run into some legal issues there. So that there are ways to do it, but that's not something that we'll ever discuss, just because there's a lot of legalities there.
Sorry. But yeah, so I mean, if there's any more questions, definitely we'll stay for another 5 minutes. Just resting period. It's already 7:30. I appreciate all you guys who asked your questions. We were still having 10 watching right now, so 11. So that's really awesome, and thank you guys for coming. Even just a few people, and we'll try to do this. If you guys really like this, we'll try to do it once a month. Try to talk about more things in the community and what add-ons are coming up, and where we are. Honestly, we might do it once a month or twice a month, because I'm pretty sure you guys are going to want to know what the progress is looking like for all the new stuff me and John talked about that's coming up with our new software. Let's see. It's bumping up a little bit more. So next time I might have to start like at 7 or something.
Yeah. Well, this one was kind of rushed just because of all the information we had to get out there to people.
I mean, I'm just glad that people came, because now at least if somebody comments on this Facebook, again, feel free to comment on other people's comments. If they're asking something that you guys can answer, please answer for us. It's really time consuming. We can't be answering a bunch of questions and trying to work on developing the program at the same time. It's just too much stuff going on.
Yeah. Manuel said, last but not least, invest in a good router and modem. That's actually a good point. If you guys are using the cable, router and modem combo that was given to you by your internet provider, those aren't the best things to use. You'd be better off actually spending a little bit of money, getting a separate modem that works with your provider and a separate router, because you're going to get better Wi-Fi signal. Your speeds are actually, you'll see an improvement in your speeds. And when I say buy your own, don't go cheap. When it comes to things like that, like, you're relying on that for all your internet. So definitely invest in something good. I mean, if like the router I have, one of these Nitehawk routers running now like $200 or $179.
No, at Costco they're like $80.
Oh, really? They've gone down that much?
Yeah.
Wow.
With Costco. It's funny because it's a Nitehawk router. It's the
it's not associated with us.
Yeah, it's Netgear.
Right. It's made by Netgear. Actually, me and Adam both use the same router. I've been using this router now for 2 years.
Oh yeah, I've been using it longer. So it's amazing.
Yeah. So that's all. That's a good point Manuel makes. If you really want the best experience, again, you guys aren't paying a whole lot for these, for these boxes and for the program and stuff like that. The best thing you can do is invest some money in some actual hardware that's going to help your connection. You know, if you want to stick with the stuff the cable company gave you or whatever, that's fine. But just know that a lot of those things are refurbished and they've been in, you know, 10 or 20 different homes before your home. And, you know, those things tend to go out. I mean, I've had my Nitehawk router now for 2 years. I haven't had an issue with it. So,
it saves you money too if you have your router already before you have the cable company, and they won't charge you that $10 a month bull crap to use their router.
Exactly.
So
and also what he was saying about, you know, making sure your router is placed in the center of your home. That's good if you're going to run Wi-Fi. You know, me personally, because, you know, I have all the stuff that I have to do in my office. My modem sits in my office because I have to direct connect, you know, pretty much everything in my office. But, you know, with this Nitehawk router, I actually get 5 bars of Wi-Fi like 200 yards from my house, which is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I get about yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I was pulling into the property last week, and it instantly connected to my Wi-Fi from the front of the property.
Yeah, so they went down to I mean, like on Amazon right here, bestseller is on Prime for $105. But at Costco they were a little.
Throw that link in the
right
Facebook
now
group for people that might be interested.
Nitehawk times.
That's definitely a router we can support. So
there I go looking at routers. I'm gonna end up buying another one.
And there are more expensive routers out there, but honestly, for what you guys are doing, you probably wouldn't need more than this. I mean, me and Adam both use this router, and it's a great router. So
it's been posted on the Facebook questionnaire. And again, guys, we're at 7:35, so we'll be taking off. And thank you guys for your support. Hopefully, you guys keep supporting us in our endeavors, and hopefully, this was educational.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, don't forget, if you found it helpful, please let us know on the Facebook group. Those of you guys that are in here now on the YouTube, if you would, you can click a thumbs up on the video on the live stream, and that'll also let us know that it was helpful for you. All right. So other than that, guys, I think we're going to call it a night. There's not too many other questions coming in. Let me see.
Well, when you exit out of the YouTube, keep me on Google Hangout so we can.
Yeah, I will. Oh, Manuel said he's using the Nitehawk router also. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw it in his garage or something.
It's a great router. But anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. There's not really any other questions coming in. And if you guys do come up with any, again, you can always put them on the Facebook group and we'll answer you as usual. So, all right, everybody have a good night. Thanks for spending some time with us. And if this was successful and you guys found it helpful, we'll do it again. All right, we'll see everybody later.
Good night.